Morning, guys. Keith at Crypto Bullseye, and this one it's going to be, of course, it's going to be none other than Cardano, guys. This is the one that you request time and time and time again in the comments. We've been covering Cardano and we've charted Cardano for years on this channel now. So I want to know, have we got a big Cardano following here? You keep asking in the comments that you want me to cover it, but let your voices be heard, guys. Tell me in the comments, do you hold ADA? Do you want to see more ADA videos? And let me know what your journey is. Let's share it together, guys, and build a community here. But I will say it how it is. I promise you that one thing. I'm an analyst. We've been bearish, guys. We've come back down to a support zone. We've hit 60 cents on Cardano. So what needs to happen as far as the macro events are concerned? We've got lots of things where we're looking at interest rate cuts. We're looking at stimulus. But also, guys, we need some other metrics that we can actually look for, forward-looking indicators to tell us when we're going to get alt season, when Cardano is going to run, and what conditions need to be met. So guys, in this video, we're going to paint a bigger picture, not just Cardano, but what conditions need to be met before we get the alt season. I just want to tell you from a psychological perspective, when is the best time to accumulate? When's the best time to distribute? And how often do you get, guys? Because when you look at the business cycle, the 4-year cycle, you can see when we're in extreme fear, 298 days out of the business cycle, that's 11.41%. So you get 11.41% of the cycle to be able to accumulate in extreme fear. And history says that that's the best time to accumulate. The worst time to accumulate, guys, is extreme greed. That's euphoria. That's going to feel like it's the best time to accumulate. That's going to be when the market's driven. It's driven by positive news. It's driven by positive sentiment. And remember, this chart, guys, or any chart that it is that you look at, it is a representation of human emotion, however they feel on the day, putting in buy orders, putting in sell orders, whether they're greedy or whether they're fearful. So we do need conditions to be met. And the first place that we're going to be looking for today, guys, is the Bitcoin chart. Because ultimately, we need to understand this. Is Bitcoin going to come back and test this previous area here at 70,000? If Bitcoin comes back and tests 70,000, what will that do to the altcoins? Will they drive hard further to the downside than what Bitcoin does? And then ultimately, what will that do to dominance? Because this thing is the measurement that we're going to give us, that's going to give us the forward indication that we're going to get alt season. My indication for alt season is this, guys, total 3. Break and a close of the previous all-time high. That was 2021 of total 3. We haven't had the same liquidity, or we haven't had more liquidity than what we had in the previous 2021 high within the crypto market yet, guys. Transactional value is happening on chains. Things are becoming mainstream. Things are becoming more adopted. However, everybody has been buying Bitcoin. So the rotation, that's why we look at dominance, guys. This thing's topping out. This thing has been 3 years in the making, and this is an ascending wedge, which is a bearish pattern. When this thing tops out, which is looking like it's topping out any time now, guys, it's hitting the top of this resistance line, which is held for 2017. It's held since 2017. So we're at a strong resistance line that's held for 5 years, 8 years now. It's held for 8 years, and we need to drop to the downside. When we drop to the downside, guys, that will be an acceleration, and that will be the start of your 2025 alt season. The break and close of total 3 will be my confirmation of the 2025 alt season, and this drop in the DXY here is going to be an additional metric to confirm that we're going to get alt season. Why are these significant, guys? We want a weak dollar. Why do we want a weak dollar? Because people go into the dollar in times of fear. So they're in an off-risk asset in times of fear. They go into Bitcoin in times of off-risk when they're in the market. So Bitcoin is literally like the dollar, guys, within crypto. People go into Bitcoin and people stay in Bitcoin when they want to be in crypto, but they want to be safe. So once we get a weak dollar, that means that people sell in their dollars and they're going on risk. Why do they go on risk, guys? Because when the dollar is not given enough interest rates, because the interest rate's coming down, the people that are holding the capital want more interest. They either want more interest, they want more gains. So that's when the rotation occurs from off risk, Bitcoin, dollars, to on risk, altcoins. And that's what we look for, guys. We look for the rotation. And the next thing that we're going to look for, and I know it's a Cardano video, we'll get in there very shortly, is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Because when you have this here, that's Ethereum season. That's when Ethereum's outperforming Bitcoin. What is Ethereum, guys? It's the second biggest market cap within the whole of the crypto market. So when Ethereum starts outperforming the big daddy, that creates ETH season. Now, within ETH season, guys, what do you get? Within ETH season, you get your alt season because it's the risk curve. It goes from one risk to another risk to another risk. As you're going through alt season, it gets higher risk, higher risk, higher risk. The gains get more, the gains get more, the gains get more. guys, it'll come crashing down like a house of cards. Every single time that you have a bear market, it bleeds. So you need to pay attention to that. And that's why we talk about accumulation and distribution, because when you're in extreme greed, if you're in profit, guys, that is the time that you need to be scaling out your position, scaling out your position, and scaling out your position. Because every time we're in extreme greed, you get some kind of a drastic pullback that puts the market into some sort of fear. And it will be driven by a news event, guys, trust me. So the next thing, obviously, this is what you're here for, guys, Cardano. So Cardano is currently trading at 60 cents. Now, it's being pushed down to a strong support. If clues look left, you can see that this strong support was held as resistance, 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 and we know that this is going to be a key area for us to hold. Next thing we're going to look at, is there any divergence? And you can see here straight away, we've put in, just click on the RSI, you can see we've put in a higher low on the RSI. So the RSI is a measurement of buying and selling pressure. And when we just look at the chart, you can see that we've put in a lower low. So that's signaling that the chart needs to catch up. And the next resistance point, guys, is going to be this area here between 71 cents and 76 cents. Why is that? It's because of this build up of price action here. So if you've got this build up of price action, that is going to act as your next resistance level. That's the area that we need to break through. But before we do that, guys, remember, we need to understand exactly what Bitcoin's going to do, what the dominance is going to do, what's happening in the world, and then is it a good time to accumulate or is it a good time to distribute? Because we're in fear at the moment, guys, and we can look at the fear and greed index, 817 days. So 31% of the whole business cycle, we're in fear. It's not a bad time to accumulate, guys. The best time to accumulate would have been last Monday, when everybody felt like that was the best time to sell because everyone thought it was going to zero. Just remember, guys, get your emotions in check. Don't have a sheep mentality. So that is the resistance point for Cardano. The aim of the game, guys, is to take out this 38.2% retracement. That's sat at $1.32. Once we get to $1.32, we were talking about it here, this build up of price action. That's going to act as resistance. However, between this area here, we didn't get a big build up of price action. So once we get through the 38.2% retracement, expect an acceleration all the way to the 61.8, guys, which is coincidentally the $2 mark, psychological round number. So we've got a little bit to go yet, guys. How far is it from where price action is now? 224% to the upside. A lot of the layer ones, guys, a lot of the big layer ones have already hit their 61.8. So that means that Cardano's lagging. However, once we start going on risk, that means that Cardano's gains are going to be a lot more just to get to the 61.8% retracement. And the next thing, this is very similar, guys. If you look at the Cardano Bitcoin chart on the daily, look at the actual Cardano chart, look at the Cardano Bitcoin chart, starting to look very similar. But when we zoom out, guys, you can see that this thing has been bleeding since 2021. That was the bull market against Bitcoin all the way down to this support zone. You can see this support zone's held. This support zone's held on a higher time frame, guys. The higher the time frame, the higher the conviction. Now, this is what I want to show you. This, what I call a bump and run. You get the bump, guys, after this long accumulator phase. You get the bump, then you get the run. See similarities here, guys. You've got the accumulator phase. You've got the bump. We're just waiting for the run. When we get the run, guys, that is going to be when Cardano outperforms Bitcoin, when we're in alt season, when everything goes flying. So just wait, guys, be patient and just understand. Don't have the sheep mentality and think when people are fearful, you be greedy. When people are greedy, you be fearful. And if you can actually build a strategy around that, that's going to give you a higher chance of success than what it is following sheep. Guys, genuinely following sheep, because that's what you're doing. If you're following the herd, you're following the sheep, guys. And remember, within trading, 90% of people lose within the first 90 days, and they lose 90% of their capital within those first 90 days. So don't be a sheep, guys. Think on the other side of the box. And if you did enjoy this video, guys, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.